Hey guys, how you doing? Kevin Okwani here. I want to take a minute, welcome you to the call tonight. This is going to be insane. Roger's going to basically let you look over his shoulder, and as he goes through and just tears up the internet. So, you guys should see a screen right now. Can you guys see a screen? Cool, cool, cool. Roger, I
Actually,
think
you know
we're
what? We shouldn't even say it's over his shoulder. He's really actually going to give you a peek into his brain and how he makes decisions when it comes to selling on eBay. Because that's one of the fun things. Over time, because of how much Roger has done this, he's built up so much experience that he kind of has this thought process that he goes through as he's going through things. So he's actually going to start, he's going to be basically laying out what he's doing at a given point in time as he's continuing the process. So you'll be able to see that, you'll be able to understand that a lot better as well. There are other parts of his brain as well, and we absolutely have no interest in those parts. In fact, you're better off not being involved in those parts of his brain. But this one part, when it comes to eBay, is actually a really good part of his brain. Actually, the only good part of his brain. So he's going to go through all of that soon here. And this is Hitesh, by the way, and I'll actually, unfortunately, not be on the whole webinar tonight because of some of the internet updates that we're doing in the area. So I won't be on here, but please email me if Roger badmouths me on the webinar and let me know that he's wrong.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Hey guys, how you doing? It's a small part of the brain that works. Roger here. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and some of you guys who saw my sales presentations or compact webinars where I go find an item in 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, and because I have to do it in such a concentrated span, I usually can guide the paths I go down. I know that I'll end up with a particular group of sellers to research and stuff like that. And if I do it randomly, it could take me 15, 20 minutes to find the proper spot. You're not going to see how I'm searching, and you're not going to, so it won't make sense on like a sales pitch or a sales webinar or something like that. But tonight, I'm going to just completely randomly search, and I try to think of like a million different ways so you guys would be confident that I'm just starting with no direction. Can you guys mute yourselves up, please? In no particular direction. So I thought of things like I would get somebody in the webinar to say a word, but then you'd say, well, maybe it's a plant or something like that. And I was going to get you guys to type in letters or something, or use the first word on a news story page or something, but it just would never be provable. So I'm going to start at Amazon.com, and I'm just going to scroll across my keyboard with my fingers, and you'll hear them. Okay, whatever. That's my starting point. That's what I'm going to start searching, okay? I don't know what's going to come up. When I hit go, what comes up is some suggestions of some book bags down here. Okay, so I'm going to grab the first book bag, and I'm going to take this, or we call it book bags in Canada. I'm not sure what you guys call it. I'm in the United States, but growing up, well, we call them book bags or kit bags. So this is going to be a really laid-back webinar, but you're going to get a lot of information on how I search. So I'm just going to start off with a little search on that and see what's out there in the environment. And there's one, this proactive book bag for $18.56. Okay, cool. Well, right away I don't see that it's sold. Okay, so I'm going to go up and I'm going to look at Amazon. I'm going to say, well, they only got it marked up $5. After fees, they're making about $2. We like to stay in that $3 or more threshold. So I'm going to click on See Other Items and start going through their items and seeing what's available. When I click on this pure water thing, I see, okay, there's 2 sold. So that might be a viable product. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to search this on Amazon. They got about $14 for it. And when I reset the Amazon screen to all departments and take a search here and click go, I end up at a $10 product. So it was $14, 15% of that in fees. So they're making about $2. So I'm not happy making $2. I want to make $3 or more. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this actual water pitcher, and this is in the spider web segment back there. I'm going to say, okay, I can go one of 2 routes. This didn't work. This seller I'm not going to work with. They're only making a couple dollars, so I'm out of there. I could hit the back screen a little bit and normally see who else is selling that backpack. Well, we only saw it with one person, so there's no use in hitting the back button. So I can go 2 directions right now. I can say, what else does Pure sell? And by clicking on this on Amazon, I could go up here and click on the PUR, and it'll show me suggestions, and I could go researching those, and I see a lot of products that I used to sell or I know sell. So if I go this direction, I'm guaranteed to impress you with all kinds of things that you can make money on there. So that's one way you can go in the search spider web. And if you don't go that way, then just jot down a little note or put it on a notepad or WordPad and just say, I got to go back and look at the PUR, the pure products, because they look pretty cheap, and I think I could sell some of those if you don't go this direction and you end up going this direction. This is the other part of the spider web routine, so I'm just going to take part of their title. I'm going to put it into a search on eBay. Now there's that 1384 one, and as I'm scrolling through, there's one for 1385. I'm not going to check that right away because it only looks like they're making a couple dollars. I'm not interested. I see one here for $14.99. If they're making $2 on 1384, then they're making at least $3 on this, and this is the threshold we want to operate in, $3 or more. So if I click on that, I immediately see that there's 13 sold. Now what I'm thinking right now is, a lot of you might be thinking, woo, woo, that's awesome. This seller's got 500,000 feedback. And if people leave a feedback every third time, he's sold 1.5 million items. The only thing that worries me at this point, it's not stressful worry, it's just thought, is you sold a lot of them. And if you sold a lot of them, I wonder if you have another supplier, because your prices are pretty cheap. But right off the bat, we see we can sell this. So there's 13 of those sold, which is a great important piece of information that I want to show you. People are always worried about the price and stuff. Guys, on the same page, $14.99, this guy sold 13 of them. And this 1384 one sold 2. Okay? So it's not, it's not about the price all the time. That's like 10% of it. It's all about the titles, all about the titles, all about the titles, okay? So if I go ahead and I search this one a little bit more, and I say, okay, I found a seller. Let's see if you got other Amazon photos. And I click on see other items. I see 18,277 items up for sale. Okay, awesome. So right away, I'm like, okay, let me click here. And I see this manufacturer refurbished 1-year warranty. All right. So I don't want to sell. I don't want to get into that. There's 164 sold. Now, my increase of my worry is going up because I'm seeing they're selling such vast amounts that they might have their own separate supplier. When I click on this waffle maker, I see 199 of these sold. Cool. If I get a lower price on Amazon, look out. I'm going to kill it with this product. But when I go over to Amazon right now, in my mind, I'm just thinking out loud, I'm concerned that this guy might be cheaper. Here's the waffle maker right here, $88.85. He's selling it for $69.99. Obviously, we cannot do the same process. But when I look at Amazon, I see there's 100 feedback here. My mind is thinking, Amazon's selling the lights out of this for $89. And I already know I can mark up Amazon prices. So if this guy didn't exist, I could get at least $89. Because Amazon's killing it and selling it for $89. And we know we can mark up prices on Amazon still to make money. Does that make sense? Just that's that statement I'm making. Can you guys throw that in chat and Kevin take a look at it and let me know? What I'm saying is Amazon's selling the same waffle for 90 bucks. This guy's got it for 70 and he's selling the lights out of it. Amazon's selling the lights out of it. Now, traditionally with Pro, if you've gone through the training, you realize we can charge more than Amazon as long as we have a good title. So we could probably charge more than $90. Unfortunately, this guy exists. Kevin, are they following that? Are you still with me, brother? These guys took the night off on me.
Yes, they're following it.
Okay.
No,
cool,
they're
cool.
following it. Kevin is just on
Awesome. Okay, awesome. Well, here's the thing, guys. You can go ahead now. You know this is a good seller, $89 on Amazon. Go ahead and list this. List this waffle maker right here for $89.99 and get it from this guy right here, okay? I would start using him as my supplier. He's got some sort of supply. I would start looking at his items, out-titling him. And once you out-title him, if someone types in dual waffle maker, or if somebody uses different words, you see this Belgian dash waffle? Sometimes when people type in the search waffle maker, if they don't put the dash here or Belgian dash waffle, this guy doesn't come up. Or if some people type in waffle maker all one word. Okay, so if you edit that title and put yours at $89.99, which you know is a killer price point, except this guy exists, then you use this guy as a supplier. And when it sells, you'll just buy it now. And when you're checking out, you'll just put your customer's address in there and ship it direct to your customer, just like you're doing with Amazon. Okay? And then it'll arrive.
Can I make a quick point?
Yes.
Just a quick point. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but this just came up in the chat box as well with some of the comments. And yes, it's entirely possible for you to do the reverse thing here as well, which is go and sell on Amazon and use this guy as your supplier for $70 and sell it on Amazon for 87. So you're still undercutting the top seller right now on Amazon. But selling on Amazon is a little more difficult. There are a little more hoops to jump through than selling on eBay is. And we cover all of the selling on Amazon in a separate part of the course called Monopoly. And we can talk about that later. But that's why Roger is suggesting that you continue to sell on eBay, just use another eBay supplier as your source in this particular case. Just because selling on Amazon is a little tougher than selling on eBay. So right now we're going over the easy stuff. Basically, if you're brand new to this and this is the first time you're doing it, we don't want to send you to Amazon and you try to figure out how to sell on Amazon. Right now, we just want to sell on eBay because that's super easy to do. And you can just change the titles and sell more than this guy is selling, but still use him as a supplier. All right, so that's the only reason why we're not saying go to Amazon and sell it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll try. I always try and do analogies. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're terrible. Hitesh always tops them later on. But you know, selling on eBay with this methodical approach that I'm teaching you right now is your car breaks down and you manage to change the spare tire. Selling on Amazon is your car breaks down and you got the hood up and you're just staring at the engine. And I've been guilty of that. Like I'll be macho in the car with my wife, you know, back when we were driving the old used cars, and I get out and lift the engine up. I don't care if there was a big red press me button. I couldn't fix the thing. I don't even know what I was looking at. And, you know, I don't have a skill set there. As Hitesh told you, I got a very limited brain. So with that said, we're teaching you the change the flat tire right now. But incredibly lucrative money here. So when you're checking out after this sells, you just enter the customer's information and the item just arrives from this customer. And this customer has to provide you incredible customer service because their feedback's at stake, right? I used to do this with a particular company over and over and over again. There was a scooter. As baffling as it seemed, they didn't have scooter in the title. It was like Europod Med Deluxe Dual. And I ordered like 65 from them. And finally, like, hey, would you like to get these at cost or something? I'm like, no, I'm good. So anyway, now I got this reverse thing, and I can really start going through and taking a look and just comparing the market out there. So I see this as reconditioned. It's always tempting. Just stay away from them. It's no matter what you say in the description, if it breaks, eBay's going to force you to give their money back. I love this title, right? This is manufacturer, just a point. We don't want to do it with refurbished, but what a terrible title. You know, and that tells me, hey, you have so many listings, you're bulk uploading them. And as I go through here, I'm more comfortable because a lot of this stuff is refurnished or refurbished. So I can say to myself, okay, it's refurbished. That's why you have so many. But here's a rice cooker that they've sold 261 at. So let's go over and research that and paste this in, click go. So there's a red version for $19.99. Probably offer a black version, possibly, I don't know, in here. And they have some colors here. There's the black version. Let's check and see if it's the same price. It's $24.21. Okay. So it's obviously cheaper over here. So you know, if you can get $24.21, if it's $24.21 on Amazon, I'm going to take a look and I'm going to say 690 customer reviews, absolute red hot seller at 25 bucks. So surely I can get $29.99 if this guy doesn't exist. Okay. Have you ever heard of a rice maker? If you type in rice maker on eBay, this guy doesn't have maker in his title. I also know from experience these things can steam vegetables. Vegetable steamer, okay? So that's how I'm thinking. And now, so I have, all right, Now, I've just shown you how you can reverse things and work things out so you can always make money. So I've shown you, this is nowhere near the end of the webinar, but I've shown you my thinking out loud. Now, let me show you your daily practices, okay? There's one or two ways to go with
Hey,
this.
let's hold on one second, Raj.
Okay.
Raj, I'm just monitoring the questions at the same time. So there's some questions that have already come in.
Sure.
I was wondering if you could address some of those questions before we go into the routine of everything. Okay. One question, just to clarify, this person wants to know, so does the shipping go directly from the person on eBay? So let's say you order the waffle maker from the guy on eBay, and you just put your customer's detail in, and will the product directly go to the customer?
Yep, it goes directly to the customer. You can ship it absolutely directly to the customer. You get to edit your address on the checkout, okay? So yeah, you'll add it. You'll just buy it over here, buy it right here, and it'll force me to log in stuff, and I don't want to open up my accounts and show everybody everything I'm doing. But when you're checking out, you enter the customer's address. It'll have the last address there if you've ever shipped to anybody else, or it'll have your address, and up above it you just click edit. And if you want to practice it tonight just for fun, you don't have to complete the checkout. Just fake buy something from somebody, and then it'll have up above, it'll have edit the address, and then you just enter your customer's address, okay, and you ship it off to the person. Great question.
Okay. The other question is, would there be possibly an invoice in there that might show a different price than what they paid?
No, these guys will generally not send an invoice with stuff like this, and you can actually you can tell them, hey, I want to send this as a gift. These guys, look at their feedback on the top right, and they're super communicators as well, superiorly trying to protect their feedback. So you could probably ask them to hand deliver this and cook some rice, and they'd do that for you.
Yeah. Okay. So that's primarily the major questions that have come up. There's one more question regarding how does this work with the, because PayPal, if PayPal holds your money, how do you bankroll it and all that stuff? We'll address all of that here shortly. But before we do that, I want to clarify, I want to point out something. Roger has only just done this for about 15 minutes live. He's doing it slowly because he's trying to show you the process that he does it with. And in 15 minutes, we've already identified 2 or 3 really, really hot products that you could go out there and immediately start making some profits on, right? But we are not trying to find these products for you live, and we're not trying to say go and do it for these products. The aim here isn't to turn everybody into a waffle maker seller, okay? In fact, if you go out and you start doing that right now, because I guarantee there are going to be like 15 people on this call right now, out of the hundreds that we have on it, we're going to start doing that right now. Yeah. And you're just going to create competition for it. Focus more on the process that is being done here and the thought process going in to identify these, not so much on the specific products here, because there are literally 21.5 million products on Amazon alone. Okay, so there's no limit to how many products you can do this with. So don't get so caught up in the specific products here. Don't get caught up in the rice maker or in the waffle maker or things like that. Focus on the whole process. So you can go out and you can do this yourself and find unique products yourself, and maybe it'll take you 45 minutes instead of 15 minutes. But in your first hour, you could have identified your first product that's going to be profitable, post it on eBay, and start making sales. It's literally that simple. So keep your mind focused on the whole process. And if you have any questions about that process, make sure that you post it in the questions box so we can take care of that.
Awesome. Thank you, Tesh. And guys, I am going through slow methodically, and it's kind of that feed someone, teach them how to fish analogy, and I'm teaching you how to fish. Certainly don't go out and everybody line up and list a rice steamer and make $4 tonight, $5, and wait for the next webinar, right? I'm teaching you systematically, and not only am I teaching you how I'm thinking, but I'm also invoking the confidence in you more and more and more and more and more that it works, okay? By starting with a scribbling of random letters and just walking through what I went through. And after I methodically go through this process over and over again, I'm going to show you what a typical day would be for me and how I'd go through it fast. Like I would have went to that backpack, oh, that's not selling, back out of that screen, back out, let's price compare, boom, I'd be right here. Now, there's 2 choices to make at this point. I can tell you initially, when I first started selling, I made a massive mistake, and it cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it was. I would say, cool, I'll take this URL right here and this URL right here, and I'll put them in a document, and I'll list that later on. I'll come back. And I'd find 10, 20, 30 items. I'd be like, all right, I'll list those later on, okay? But I just never seemed to get to list them. I would just find them. It was so fun. I was like, okay, what's the next thing going to be? A 14-cent Ferrari? And I kept looking and looking and looking. So if you are super organized and can do that, grab the URLs from both spots, put them in a Word document, and then during a certain amount of time, just pound them up and list them really quickly, you know yourself, then go ahead and do that. But recognize the weakness. If you can't do that, you have to take action at this point, and for that, you would open up a third window, and you would go over to ebay.com, and you'd put that listing up. And what I got to be doing, it's so quick, I'll talk it out for you. I would click sell. I would click start selling. While the screen was loading, I was grabbing this image while the screen was changing, okay? And I'd start grabbing the description and getting my price set. And then as soon as I would go to upload my picture, when you sell something, you upload a picture. While it was uploading, I was on this page selling it, and while the picture was uploading, I was back here, and I was grabbing the description down here, and then I was back to this page here, which is a selling page, and then I put my price in. As I click continue on my selling page, I was back here, hitting the back button, looking for the next item. Okay, boom, 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 boom. And the maximum I think I did was like 126 items a day, which, if you know the math, works out to nearly $600 a month, okay? And that's when, you know, new girl was on the way and everything else. I was just banging up money like crazy. All right. So that's my thinking on, so far you've seen some of my thinking. So I would go through and use that for all these. And if you came across this, I know, again, some of you are taking the next stage and going beyond just thinking the rice steamer and scribbling down this username, and that's fine. But you'll see that this works over and over and over again. So I'm going to now take this rice steamer here, and I'm gonna pretend I went through all of his listings, and now I'm gonna spider out. Now, what was the spider out technique? Either I'd go search this and find another seller, or over on Amazon, I'd go up here and say, what else does Aroma Housewares make? Well, I'm gonna do it the opposite way this time. I'm gonna click on Aroma Housewares, and I'm gonna see what else they have for sale. Okay, now I promote in the videos, don't put a code in or a manufacturer's code, okay? And you don't do that because a seller will Google the manufacturer's code sometimes, or click on it or find it and go right to it. And if they know the manufacturer's code and they're searching for that particular code on eBay, they know the price on eBay, they know the price at Walmart, they know the price at their local grocery store. If somebody knows the model number, so there's no need for it to be in your title, unless it's like I couldn't even think, some sort of spec thing like a carpenter might have to use or something like that. But definitely don't put the model number in your title. But just for the ease of speed, I'm going to put that up here. I'm not going to probably find big money-making product, because this will be somebody that put the model number in the title, which is a mistake. So I'll go through and I may find something, but again, this is a very important part, and this will kind of save your financial future in regards to this course. What you don't want to say at this point is, it's $30. Let's do the math. You got to make $3, so you got to at least $3. So if it was 40, if you sold it for 40, 15% of 40 is $6. So you'd net $34. So you got to be at $39 or $40 to make money. So don't come over here and go, well, this guy's super cheap. I can't make any money anywhere. Oh, this is a disaster. Okay? And don't find an item that has sold and go, well, this sold, but this guy here's cheaper, and this person here used this word, and this person here did that. Your thinking is, I found an item that's sold for $40. Surely I can sell it for $39. Okay, that's your only thinking, because you can't encompass how big eBay is and how many different ways people are going to find you. You just want to make sure your price isn't $10 million. So as I look through here, I look and I say, well, this guy's making $5 or $6. If he's using Amazon Photos and stuff like that, at least he knows how to price the item. He might not have sold any, and he didn't sell any. His feedback score is 0, and I'm out of there. No more research. Okay? I'll go down here, and this is a different picture, so I won't search this one. This one's $46.99. Click on this. Feedback score 1. I'm out of here. $39.99. Feedback score 164. A little light, but I'll bother to take a look at it and see if we got something else here. And sure enough, we got some nice white background pictures. Perfect. Okay, cool. So I'm going to take the first one and see if he sold a sale. He sold 3 of them. Awesome. So I'm going to go down here, excuse me, and hopefully he's making some money on them. And boom, I'm going to make sure I'm under all departments on Amazon by resetting myself in the top left. And go and see what the price Amazon even has it. Wall chargers for Apple iPad, $14.99. He's charging $28.99. That is a $10 money-making product that he sold 3 of them. Okay, are you feeling me? Can I get a woot woot for that in the chat? There's $30 for you. Okay, you're $27.99. You're looking and you're going, I'm not using that in my title. Who's going to search for a wall charger and then put 2 squiggly line free ship? So that's a waste of words there, okay? I'm rather weak on electronics, so I can't tell you too much about this, but there's going to be keywords that you can use in here. And when you're thinking of keywords, either they'll jump in your head, okay, or you'll go here and you'll glance at Amazon's description and see if you can come up with some keywords. Or on the upper levels, we have some really wicked keyword tools, okay, down the road when you're ready for them, all right? So right off the bat, I got a really cool item to sell. Awesome. And guys, if you... I hope everybody appreciates there's no way I could memorize all this and go down a certain path to lead you here. So we're just working right in front of you. Here's this pure water filter, $25.99. Sold 1 of them. Awesome. So I'm over here and I'm copying this. I'm going back to Amazon. I'm checking it out. I'm putting this in the search. I'm pasting. Click and go. And it looks like an alternate picture, okay? So there might be an alternate picture. So what is this? It's a 4-pack refill. It says on the bottom left here. Not sure if you can see it. So right here is the 4-pack refill. And over here is the alternate picture. So if I click on that, I have the same picture that he's using, so it's definitely the same product. And his cost is $19.56. We're getting $25.99. Only a markup of about $3 or $4. You could go $25.95 on that, okay? Or you could out-title him because the title here is terrible. All right? So this is what I would do in actual real speed. I'm just going to speed up for a quick second. So I've listed the first one, that weird electronic thing I don't know anything about. Boom, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to list this one. Now I'm hitting my back arrow. I'm going to speed up just a little bit and I'll slow it down. So I'm clicking on this toaster. I'm looking. He sold 2 of these toasters. Awesome. Okay, he sold 2 of those. Copy, paste, over to Amazon. Boom, paste this in. Take a look. Go. Let's see, 33.36. He's getting 43. It's a markup of $11 on that. Minus fees, he's making $5. I'll tell you a story. If you're under $60 and the price difference is at least 10, he's making the minimum that you want to make. Cool, I can list that. $42.99. Boom, come down here. So have one to sell it yourself. And this is in the training. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get this listing up right now. Boom, boom, boom. The listing's up. Awesome. I'm going to keep going through. There's another listing up. Oh, look, a desk, $116. Are you selling these desks? Oh, 1 available. Awesome. Let me go check out this desk over on Amazon. I'll get this one up. Copy. Oops, sorry. Copy this desk. I got 4 listings up. I'm going to make $30, $40, $50 next week on those listings. Boom, paste that in there. Click go. Doom, $88.99. There's a $90 desk and markup of $26. I know I'm making money on that. I'll be $114.99, $115, and then I'll take a look and I'll start listing it over here on this page. I'm selling and I'm selling it. I get down to the title part of it. Okay, let me quickly think of something. Does this really mean anything to anybody? This isn't Levi's or something like that. I really don't need this Axis in here. Maybe South Shore means something. I don't know. I don't need collection. Hey, I want a desk. Well, let me type in collection desk. No, I'll put it South Shore, office, desk, furniture, business, apartment, dorm room, computer, desktop. Boom, title done. continue, 114.99, quantity 1, continue, submit. Well, the page is changing. I'm back here now. I'm looking at the next listing. I'm going to rip through all these listings. If I'm making money, I'm going to get 5, 10 listings. I'm making $50, $100 next week, okay? And then I'm going to take this toaster. I'm completely 100% done listing now. What do? I've undercut all the listings. I just showed you $50, $100 in your pocket next week. I've undercut all the listings. What do? You either use the spider web technique and take this long slot toaster and put it into eBay and do a search to find somebody else, or you come over to Amazon, and I'm not on the toaster, I'll hit the back button a couple times. You come over to Amazon, you say, Tefal, what else does Tefal sell? Englewood Marketing Group, never heard of them. Okay, cool. Go through here, and I notice right away I don't see a lot of free shipping. So this company has some sort of other supplier. The searching spider on this end is dead. I can't go any further. Over here, oh my goodness, look at all my toasters. $43.99. This guy was charging $58.99. He's making bank if he sells one. If he doesn't, at least he's got the guts. Oh, look, he sold one for $58.99, and this one was $43.99 right beside it, okay? So why did the $58.99 one sell? 4-slice toaster. 4-slice toaster. Customer came on and said, I want a 4-slice toaster. I want a digital 4-slice toaster. I want a black 4-slice toaster. Guess who didn't come up? This guy. Guess who didn't make $10, made $25? This guy. This guy's smart. I want to research him. Do you see? And then I click see other items. And then I'm over here, and I'm just going to go through these, and I'm going to see pictures I don't like so much. So I'm concerned. I'm going to search him because he made so much money on the dang toaster. But I'm concerned that these pictures aren't jumping out to me as proper, especially these things on the carpet. So I'm going to skip stuff that doesn't look right to me and search some of the stuff knowing I briefly might have to leave here. He sold 2 of these. This to me is like, it just doesn't feel like Amazon. It's probably there. They have a lot of construction stuff, but I'm going to reset myself on Amazon. I'm going to click paste. I've already got up enough to make my car payment, and just my spidey senses were on a little bit. It's not here, okay? And I might check like one more just because the guy is making so much money. I might go through and kind of look for a household item or something, see if he's got anything legit up that jumps out at me. But don't just skip everything. It's just a good sense I have. And if you don't have that sense, it's going to take you a little bit longer to search through. But once you find something, you just list it, and you're listing it forever. Here's a chair. I'm going on that. It's an all-white background. Maybe that's up there. Max Big Boy chair, $51.99. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to paste that in, and I'm going to click go. And there's nothing. Oh, wait, down here, $26.53. It's not offered by Amazon, and I don't want you to list it if it's not offered by Amazon. But I'm just going to take a little dig here, just out of curiosity. Nope. So end of the spider web. I couldn't find any more beyond that toaster. I got some really good product. And then I looked at what else that company made, and I couldn't find anything. That's where I clicked on the logo here. I chased that toaster all the way down to the end. What do you do now? Back to Amazon.com, type in banana, Amazon. Go. Okay, let's start over. The Jeff Crown Experience Season 2, or Baby Bendable Toothbrush, wherever you want to start, guys. And then just go down a path and get items over and over again. And if Hitesh and Kevin are on here, I will answer questions, but I do want to hear about all my accolades I received so far, Hitesh, before I take one. Just kidding. And Kevin, you might be on mute, and I might be solo out here, which will allow me to sing a song. I'll answer my own questions. I got it. Okay. So I'm going to go right down to the bottom because the questions, I'm not sure which ones Hitesh answered yet. And the bottom better be full of
I was
woot
muted,
woots.
brother. We're good. I'll go through some
Oh,
of
you
these.
got them?
There's tons of woot woots in
Okay.
there.
Is there a ton of woot woots?
There are a ton
Guys,
of woot
does
woots.
this
Then we got a
just
couple
make
more in there.
sense? Go ahead. I don't need the woot woots. I don't need them. I got a recording. I just make people woot woot.
Are there any, here's one, are there any product types that you suggest everyone stays away from?
Great question. And Kevin, if I don't have one yet, I want you to remind me to do a video on this tonight. Okay?
All right.
So, now think of what we're doing. If you're the owner of this Bananagrams right here, how much do you want everybody on this phone selling Bananagrams on eBay? Because when you sell them, you got to come over to Amazon and order them. Amazon loves that. And guess what? When Amazon runs out of stock, they got to go to Bananagrams and order them. So everybody loves you. But every now and then there's kind of a crazy company with a crazy person at the top that's like, no, that's our image. We don't want anybody to damage our Bananagram image. We're going to report to eBay. Now, before that scares you, for 10 years I was reported once. And eBay just said, hey, Vero violation, don't list this item anymore. And then near the end of my career, all of a sudden I started getting hit, and it was like 5 or 6 in a month, and I was like, some other competitor's nailing me or something's going on. And I started going on the internet and started saying, anybody can report you, it doesn't have to be the company. And I'm calling my account manager and I'm freaking out, and then a light bulb went off. I had contracted my father-in-law to put listings up for me, and I forgot to tell him not to list electronics. So everything was electronic based. So when I say electronics, that's not toasters, okay? That's like iPads and stuff like that. And stay away from like hardcore electronics. And you don't want to sell them anyway because you're competing with some guy that can get them for 3 cents in New York City, okay? So don't do too much into electronics. There's just not a markup there. And then there's some specific ones, okay? And again, I will cut a video on this for you, but I want to show you some of them, okay?
And we do have a video in the back office of you going over some places to stay away from. So that video
Okay,
is back
cool.
there, but we'll take a look at that tonight, guys, and we'll update it.
Yep, for sure. So I'll just talk about this one then, since the video's back there. Henkel's knives, they're a German knife. You can sell the daylights out of them on eBay, okay? And if I search it, Henkel's, you will see eventually white background, that guy's selling them. White background, that guy's selling that one. White background, okay? So people still do it, and you could list one and sell it for 400 years, and then every now and then grumpy Henkel's guy in Germany will come along and go, I don't want them selling my stuff on eBay, okay? And you'll get a warning. And in your back office you have like, you don't know this, but you have like 20 categories of warnings, and you just don't repeat them. You could get a big giant alert warning. You used a Henkel's picture and they reported it and they're mad. And then it could be another, you could have 19 giant warnings in one day. As long as they're in different categories, you're not going to get in trouble. And you'll get one warning your entire career on eBay. So don't worry about any of this stuff. But just to super duper duper protect you, yes, there is a video back there with the lists of them on them. And even when you get the warning or get in trouble, you can actually contact the company. And 90% of the companies, like KidCraft is back there. And I had KidCraft contact eBay and for using their picture. And when I called them, they said, well, Roger, we don't care if you use our picture. We don't care if you use our description. Of course we want you to sell them. We were just concerned that you were selling knockoffs from China and using our image because we want to protect the kids. So once you'll start to learn that in business, they're not out to get you. eBay's not out to get you. We're not doing anything wrong. They're just protecting themselves is all. So great question. Next question.
Next question, I got 2 of them we want to cover here. One is, can we sell items not sold by Amazon? Yes, you can. That's actually in the Elite and the Unleashed training, guys. So he's just covering Amazon, but there's
Hey,
so
Kev,
much
I
more out there.
think they mean something different. I'm going to show you what they mean, okay?
Okay.
You see this deluxe cookware set. When I click on it, you'll see over to the right more listing choices, okay? And 99.999999% of the time, the lowest price is in this box right here. Okay, it's called the inbox. It's right here. And they look like they're cheaper prices, but they have shipping on them. So the only time I would use a seller over here is if something happened with the stock here. And then I would go over, and even then I would look. I'm going to go 28 used to new and look at them. I would then inspect their feedback, and I would say, okay, you're 1373. You got a 79% rating. Do I want to risk my feedback on that, or do I want to use the something went wrong with my order video that Roger put back there? Okay. In this case, I would use the something went wrong with my order if it had run out of stock. So only use them in an emergency, and only use them if they have stellar feedback. Awesome question. Thank you.
We got if it's less than $25 for the free shipping. Can you go over that with these guys real quick? The $25 free shipping.
Is Hitesh on here?
No.
Okay. I will tell you guys a story. In Amazon's terms of service, it says that you cannot use Prime for the process that we're using. And the reason that you can't use Prime for the process that we're using is, write down the minutes mark on this video, Kevin, please. The reason you can't use Prime for the process that we're using is it's an expedited process, and it costs Amazon a little bit of money to expedite out packages. The free Super Saver shipping takes a little bit longer, and it's on items $25 or more. So here you would have to add on an item that was $6. You'd have to ship 2 things. But since it's 5 to 7 days, Amazon has trucks going all over the country. So they're just like, okay, look, somebody's ordered something in nowhere. I don't want to name a state now because I said nowhere. I'll say North Carolina because I'm here. Somebody ordered this thing here in nowhere, North Carolina, and we happen to have a truck going there, so throw that on. So it's very inexpensive for Amazon. So the free shipping, but the 2-day shipping costs them a little bit of money. So, but if you have items that are $25 and use that Amazon Prime, you could use that. But I will tell you, it's against Amazon's policies to use the Prime in bulk like this, and I did it for 9 years. Okay, next question. But I didn't know all 9 years it was against your policy. I should say that. Sorry, go ahead.
I've got a question. How do we know when Amazon is going to charge sales taxes?
Sure. There's a list somewhere. You can just Google online sales tax Amazon, and what happens is you can charge in your own state and pay state tax, but if you start charging in the 6 or 7 other states, you're going to you're supposed to file sales tax in that state, because if you charge a Wisconsin resident sales tax, well, and I'm not a tax person, so whatever disclaimer I have to put here, you're matter of factly collecting sales tax for Wisconsin. So if you collect sales tax for Wisconsin, I believe you're supposed to file in Wisconsin. But again, I'm not a tax attorney type person. When I did it, if I was making $5, $10 on an item and I got hit with tax and only made $2 or $3, oh well. And there was like a 1 in 6, 7, 8 chance that would happen. So I'd make $5, $10, $10, $15, $5, $10, $1. What a drag! There was tax. $5, $10, $10, $15, $1, and that's what I did. Okay, and then as I got further up the program and I started going out to the elite, and the price margins were the markup, so I was making $50, $100 a sale. They could have taxed me all they wanted. I didn't care. And guys, you'll notice, I just want to say really quickly, you'll notice that there's stuff on in Facebook groups and Google and stuff like that, and unless it's in the training or I stated it, I'm not going to support it or deny it. Like I know in one group it's saying charge sales tax in every state that they have tax in. Here's a list. I'm like, you can do that. I'm not going to get involved in this, but I didn't put that in the training. Okay, go ahead.
We got some questions about eBay warnings. Uh, can you speak to eBay warnings and what you should do if you start getting them?
Um, eBay warnings are incredibly rare. Um, Out of 10 years of working with people, well, I did my own for 3 years, 7 years of working for people, and well over 1,000 that have joined us already in 4 or 5 days. We've had like 2 or 3 eBay warnings, and like I would get something at the help desk, and I recognize this from working with individuals one-on-one, and it's been about 12 to 14 cases in 7 years leading up to DS Domination, and 2 or 3 recently. And I'm like, you wouldn't believe how much I want to protect you guys, and I'll reach out and I'll spend half an hour, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours digging. It always ends with something like this, unfortunately. Well, my sister used to use my account. She didn't pay my fees, so I opened another account, or something like that. And I'm just like, okay, well, that's the problem. Okay, so think about this. We're making money for eBay. We're making money for Amazon. We're making money for ourselves. eBay's not out to get us. Okay, they're just completely here to support us. I will tell you, happily send in your help desk ticket. We're answering very quickly if you have an issue. And I will tell you, eBay is so incredibly vast, and it's not run like a factory. Like, if Lisa from Arkansas calls and asks about why this happened, the answer is this. They give you a lot of ambiguous answers. And if you call back, you'll get 7 different answers. Okay? But there's always a way to fix something. Go ahead.
When it comes to feedbacks and ratings, how do you overcome that if they don't leave a feedback, or if you have a negative feedback? Can you speak to feedbacks?
Absolutely. Get out a pen, get out a recording, bring a friend in the room, get out some spray paint, write this down, whatever mechanism I can't think of right now to make sure you get this, because there's no other way about this. One, I do not solicit feedback from the buyer, and I just never did. I ended my career with 100% feedback and a bazillion sales, okay? And I just always felt like if you did solicit it, I don't know, a buyer might buy this cookware set and then see it on Amazon later and go, well, I guess I could have got it cheaper. And then hey, where's my feedback? Where's my feedback? Oh, you want your feedback? You can get it on Amazon cheaper. There's your feedback. Okay, so I don't chase it, all right? You'll get feedback as a new seller about 50 to 60% of the time. And once you're up and rocking and rolling, they'll look and go, they're good 30 or 40% of the time. eBay takes care of that for you. They'll send out emails, hey, you didn't leave any feedback for Sally Sue. So don't chase feedback, 1. 2, if you get a negative feedback, trust me, Kevin, if you know my personality at all, I will freakazoid over it. Just like, it would wreck my weekend. Okay, I would so many times in my head debate driving somewhere in the middle of the night. Okay, I was so angry. Step 1 is absolutely this. No getting around it. Write the nicest reply to the feedback you can. I am so sorry, Lisa. You're absolutely right, and I'm going to get you refunded. I'm going to get that replaced. Please ship it back to me. I love you. Because a negative feedback, all it is a red symbol and a comment. And if you write like love back and they see your reply, they'll be like, what a I don't want to say that word. What a bad person to leave negative feedback. Look how nice that lady is, or that gentleman is. Okay? Then after you leave it right away, so a future seller sees how cool you are, you then start reaching out to the buyer and trying to rectify it. Now, rectification process. You'll start with messages, okay? You all know how to send messages in here. But every now and then you'll get the guy behind the computer's like, you beg me to fix that. I'm macho. I am behind my computer. You can't reach me. I left a negative. You need something for me. I got no life. I'm going to torture you. And then you call them, and I'm going to show you how to call them. They're like, oh, hi, yeah, of course I'll fix that. I'm so sorry. And I'll give you a good example in a second. But up here in the top right, you click on advanced. And when you're logged in, okay, it'll say find contact information down here, all right? And when you click find contact information, you just enter the item number and click submit, and eBay will email you their phone number, all right? So here's a great story and a good tip. When I was selling, I used a female name. And a female name, for one reason or another, sells more, okay, on eBay. That's a good tip for you. And not only a female name, but a loving name like Aunt Edna's Goodies or Grandma's Addict or something like that, okay? A friend of mine, it's just a true story, I'm not going to put in my my view on it, used to use Church Mom of 10 as his username. So you're Church Mom of 10, come on. So that was his username. So mine was a female name, and it started with Heather. It was Heather something. Heather's my wife's name. So I sold this guy this vacuum cleaner, and he got it. He didn't like it, and he's just chewing me up and down, screaming at me. And I called him up, and he was this Italian guy. He gets on the phone. Hello. I said, yeah, I'm calling about the vacuum. What vacuum? I'm Heather XXX on eBay. Oh, hey, man, sorry, my wife's trying to vacuum, and I'm really sorry to bother you. Take your time. And he just changed his attitude. Not that I'm macho camacho, but when you call them, they see you as real, and it's a whole different story. But use that as a last resort in the discussion. Just be nice, and just be willing to break even sometimes. When I was in my eBay career very early, I got a lot of negative feedback. This is like my first account, and I ended up moving and used my wife's account eventually. Don't use multiple accounts. This was like 10 years ago. And my thinking was, you got what you paid for. Okay? So what? And that was it. But you just be nice and communicate. Go ahead.
We're getting a couple of questions about eBay stores, the benefits, the pros and cons to have them. Can you talk a little bit about eBay stores?
Okay, sure. There's 3 levels of eBay stores. There's a basic, a pro, and an anchor store. Throw 2 of them out, the basic and the anchor store, throw them in the garbage. The anchor store is a $4.99.95 a month, almost $500. And, I worked intimately with eBay, and they would just laugh and say it's the most useless thing on the planet. Now, the 2 stores, the 19 or the whatever the prices are, I know the second one's like $50 a month. The one I would suggest, okay? The $50 store a month, what it did in the past was, instead of having to pay 50 cents a listing, you could pay 5 cents a listing. So if you put up 100 items without the store, it costs you $50 to put them up. If you had the store, it costs $5. So the savings there is about $45. So right around 100 plus listings, you were saving enough money to warrant having an eBay store. Now, currently, they're running a special of 500 free listings, and they're always running those specials. So if you're in those specials and they're letting you put them up for free, don't bother with the eBay store. They don't do much for you, okay? But if they do start charging you 50 cents a listing as you're putting them up, resort over to the eBay store. It's under your account tab when you're on My eBay, and you click on Open a Store. And I think I do have a video back there, but I just want to show you guys something. I mean, hopefully with this you can kind of see how long I've been doing eBay that I know where this screen is that I'm about to show you. So when you, where's the, no, that was gone. Just as I say that, about Community Announcement Security Center, I have to be logged in. Okay. Oh, sitemap, there it is. When you go to open a store, very rarely there might be an error, and eBay doesn't go, this is the error. They're not good that way. There's one of 2 errors that'll happen. Your PayPal account is not connected, and if you hover over your account tab in My eBay and scroll down, you'll see PayPal, and you click on that, and it'll either say connected or not connected. It'll say connected or connect my PayPal account. And you need to do that to open a store. The other thing is, and this took me like 100 hours to figure out. I mean, this is so absurd. When you open a store, sometimes you'll get an error message. And you come over here and you click on the site map at the bottom of the page. This is a $1 billion company, and this is the only solution unless you can get a hold of the right customer service rep. And you scroll down here, and you'll see my selling account. And you place or update a credit card on file. They want you to have a second card on file. They're not going to charge it, just for their own security when you open a store. Okay? Go ahead, Kev.
Concerning how important is it to track your orders? How important is tracking?
Tracking, for cash flow purposes, when you're using PayPal, if you don't have much cash flow and PayPal's holding onto some of your money, if you provide a tracking number, they release it quicker, like 3 business days after it's delivered versus 21 days. But if you have some cash flow and you're not worried about that, I would usually only provide a tracking number when it was requested. I didn't have time to go grab a tracking number from my email and come back and find it and all that garbage. Didn't bother me.
Can you change your eBay name on your account, or should you just create a new one?
Great question. Never create a new eBay account because you'll have to start with all the scratch rules and possible limitations and stuff like that. You can change your it's under your account on my eBay. It's under your profile and edit information. You can change your eBay username. It's an instantaneous change. It won't affect your feedback. All it'll have is a little icon that nobody will even know what it means but me and a few other people that denotes you changed your username in the last month.
We got some more folks in the UK on here,
Yep.
and they want to know if you have an eBay account and you already have a UK account, do you just change the settings on your international account to reflect it being US, or do you then create a new one?
Those are those videos that I cut for you yesterday, Kevin. I know that you were working on modifying, not changing the content of the videos, but the server and the host and all that stuff you guys do. Did you get a chance to upload those new videos?
They are uploading right now all the pro videos. What we're doing, guys, is we're going mobile compliant. So we're re-uploading all the videos and we're adding them as we go.
Okay. That exact question, guys, when you log into the Pro after Kevin uploads those, you're going to see the "Hey, welcome" section, and then you're going to see now you're going to see how to set up an eBay account. Okay. And then down below that, you'll see something, and I asked Kevin to make sure it jumps out so you can look at his artistic work when he puts it back there. It'll be the 3rd or 4th video. We'll say international, watch this first. And I actually use UK as an example. So great for you guys, and you'll see exact steps on that. So awesome question. I want to visit the UK someday, so I'm going to make you guys lots of money so we can go out and have some fun.
We got another question about Amazon. If you sell an item and you go over to Amazon to purchase it and the item's no longer there, if they sold it, they're out, what's the best steps to take from there?
The best steps to take from there, guys, is I'm going to go over to eBay and I'm going to search for that item. So there's not much information on deluxe cookware sets, so I can't really look at that particular item up. But let me see if I can find what was I on before? Let's say, well, in my description, I always do Pyrex kitchen storage. So let's say you're selling this blue dishes and Amazon runs out of stock, okay? The first step I'll do is I'll go over to eBay and I'll type in Pyrex kitchen storage and see if I can buy it anywhere else on eBay. Now, I wouldn't go to a picture like this if it was there because you're going to buy it and you're going to get him sending you an excuse from excuses video if you buy it from him. But I'd look down, I would try and see if anybody has it in a regular box, like it would come in a different picture, denoting that they have it in their home and they're just an average Joe regular seller. I don't see that, so then I would use the problem orders video that I have in there for you. And it talks about everything, how to keep your positive feedback, how many days to wait before you let the seller know what's going on and the process. So it's in the training for you.
All right. Does anyone have any more questions? I think that's all the major questions out there.
Awesome. I got more. Okay, so one of the selling tips is, again, I recommend changing your eBay name. I mean, yeah, some of them out there are like, ward off the devil 6, buy my kid's playset from me. So just remember, you have an image out there on here. And is there anybody that can possibly type no into the comment box to this question? After what I just did, and if you're on here from the beginning, I scrolled across the keyboard and I looked and I found and I found and I found, and there's 20-something million items to choose from, and I just showed you exactly how to do it. Is there anybody that can type in here, no, this doesn't work? Because I know we have some guests on here, and basically I'm going to come over to your house and discuss it with you. No, I'm just kidding. But I would like to know if anybody has missed anything, first of all. Second of all, guys, what I'm kind of most excited about, all right, is we've just loaded some stuff up into Elite, and people are crushing it over there. You know, I brought in a lot of my friends and stuff that I know through Facebook and been following me and waiting for this course, and they're popping all over Facebook. $50, $100, $50, $100, $50, $100, $50, $100 money making items, and when they get more skill set, they'll find $200, $300 money making items. And you know, we took a firm stand on here that we weren't going to sell, gotta get it. Hey, it's only $79 tonight. Win a bonus toothpick. We're not going to do that. We know if we're good to you guys and you guys make money and you stick with us for life and we make you more and more money, well, we know we got a place to sleep anywhere in the world. And that's pretty cool to us. But just my advice to you is that Elite level, if you haven't gotten it yet, is insane-o. Okay? I mean, if you haven't gotten it yet, you don't have $100 in your account, whatever. I understood. But unless you type no into that chat, seeing how easy it's going to be for you to make $100 on eBay. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So anyway, I'll throw it back to Kevin, guys. This is a very different type of webinar for me. Usually it's rock and roll. I want to take my NyQuil and be nice and calm and be all cool guy and relax and talk to you guys and make sure I covered absolutely everything. We're in the caring game right now and helping you guys out. And Kevin, do you have any follow-up, any thoughts, anything jump out, anything at all?
Yeah, we're gonna be putting this in the back office, guys, and it won't be on YouTube. It won't be out there on the internet. Really, Roger wanted to get you guys out here to answer questions and go through kind of a bird's eye view and overview. And I just want anybody who's on here who appreciates this, just toss in the chat. Thanks for having us on, because it's pretty cool to have him come out here and just run through all this stuff. And for those of you who are on here and making money, toss that in the chat too. We really love to see that, because it's kind of crazy. We did a webinar the other day that we asked. Hitesh came out and said, "Hey, who here is and has been with us for the last 48 hours and is already making money?" And you wouldn't believe the amount of people that are making money there. It's insane in their first 48 hours. So this training is amazing. No one out there can do this stuff. We can't duplicate Roger anywhere. And so I'm just, I appreciate him being out here and taking the time with you guys to do this. So.
Hey, Kev, just a real quick point I want to make for everybody as well is I know from, there was a gentleman down in Texas who got involved, and this couple that I've grown very close to, and he really wanted to work. And he called me about 24 hours in. He said, I'm finding this, and I can't find it. And I said, let's do a private, calm, relaxing webinar. About 15 minutes later, he was on track. Now he's doing extremely well. And you guys just got the 1-hour version of what he got for 15 minutes. Here's the cool thing. In the next couple days, I'm going to do this for Elite members only. So imagine the methodical training like this for Elite members, and it's just, there's a 50, there's a 100, right? You see what I'm saying? So not trying to get you up and sold. Believe me, take your time. You know your money. You know your goals. You know what you want to do. I just didn't want to get on there and do that elite training, exclude people that were intending on upgrading and might have been on the fence. Okay, awesome.
Awesome. The for those of you guys who are in the elite, you know the profit margins in there, so I guess we don't even need to talk about it. They know the profit margins in there. So we're talking about what, $25, $50 items over here, and you get into elite and it's like $100 sale. You guys will see that. So cool
Whoop,
stuff.
whoop.
Do we have any final questions here? Guys, anything else?
Awesome,
All right.
Kev. Bring us home, brother. Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much. I'll have Kevin sign us off, but just an honor, a privilege to be here and help you guys out. And we're not making $20 pro sales to go out and buy dinner. We really, really want a world-type movement. And thank you for all the folks over in the UK. I know it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Bless you for being on here and everybody else. Thanks from around the world. I'm going to jump off, and Kevin will say good night, too. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
All right, night, guys. Love you guys. If you need anything, let us know. You're our family, so we're here for you. All right, and for those of you asking, I see a lot of people. It'll be in the back office tonight. I'll have this video up in there in the pro section tonight for you guys. All right, night. Talk soon. Bye.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected.
Learn how you can create an online income by leveraging 2 of the largest online stores, Amazon and eBay. Click on the link below and get started today.